Morning, this is Keisha Spivey, and I'm bringing you your Friday fire. Hope you are having an amazing day, and happy early Mother's Day to all of you mothers. I just want to celebrate you. I want to let you know that God sees the work that you do that nobody else sees, and that you've been entrusted with the responsibility of helping to build God a child. So I know you're tired, I know it's exhausting, but I believe all the work that we're doing is worth it as we do it unto Him. So today I just want to talk to you briefly about the gentleman who laid by the pool at Bethesda. I shared about him this week when I was ministering and how he was laying at the pool of mercy. He was at the place of kindness. He was at the place of hope and healing, but he was laying there lame, and he laid there for 38 years, and he was waiting for somebody to come along and put him in. He was waiting for the water to be moved. And as I talked about the story last night, I talked about how he blamed the people around him for not helping him. He blamed the people around him for, their activities. Everybody was at fault but him. But anyhow, I thought through the story, and the one line that stood out to me is when Jesus asked him, "Do you want to be well?" He didn't ask him if he wanted to be okay. He didn't ask him if he wanted to be better. He asked him, "Do you want to be well?" And that's the question I want to ask you this morning. Do you want to be well? You have the power of God dwelling on the inside of you. You have all the faith that you need to walk in victory. God has provided every single thing He needed for you at Calvary. You are a born again believer, and you've laid claim to that benefit package. But just maybe you aren't well. Your finances aren't well. Your marriage aren't well. Your career goals aren't well. Your health isn't well. Just like that guy laying by the pool. I believe Jesus is asking every single one of us today, do we want to be well? And as I talk through that story, Jesus didn't pray for the guy. Jesus didn't have a prayer meeting. He didn't give him 12 steps to success. He didn't tell him, go do this, go do that, and then come back tomorrow. All Jesus said to him was, pick up your mat and walk. That's what I want to tell you this morning. If you really want to be well, I think it's time for you to pick up your mat and walk. I think it's time for you to leave the excuses behind. Pick up your mat, pick up the power, pick up the authority, pick up the vision, pick up the promises that God has given you, and walk. Walk in purpose, walk in power, walk in His presence, walk in the promises that He has for you. Walk in your position as the kid of a king. Pick up your mat and walk. It's just been too long. He laid there 38 years. In 38 years, he couldn't roll in. In 38 years, he couldn't grab a hold of somebody's leg and let them drag him in. In 38 years, he just lay there. And I don't know if this is year 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 for you, but it isn't enough. I believe on this amazing Friday morning, that's the question that God's asking. Do you want to be well? Because that guy could have laid there and settled. But in that moment, he picked up and he walked and he became whole. He became well. If that's your desire today, then you got to realize Jesus did it all. He paid it all. He said it's finished. It's your part now. It's time for you to pick up your mat. It's time for you to walk. It's time for you to be about your Father's business. It's time for you to be who He's called you to be for His purposes, for His plan, and for His glory. So God bless you today. I want to challenge you to do you to the max. But pick up your mat and walk. I'll see you on next Friday. God bless.